Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 28th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an alien attack and/or disclosure event in the United States on the evening of March 28th of 2026. Specifically to spawn a second global biological pandemic under the guise of a space-based outbreak and subsequent pandemic. Exactly when this is going to transpire is obviously not known, but it will most likely happen during the live broadcast of the UFC Fight Night, Adesanya versus Difer MMA fight in Seattle, Washington. Coincidentally, Seattle, Washington is home to the Space Needle, which may serve as a homing device for the arrival of an alleged alien spacecraft. So unbeknownst to most of humanity, the CIA has developed massive spacecraft, most likely in the shape of a triangle, that are built out of materials that are and contain technology which allows it to basically to what they call anti-gravity technology. So it doesn't make any sense when you see these spacecraft. They should fall to the Earth, but they are elevated above the Earth. And apparently one of these ships is going to make its appearance possibly over Seattle on the evening of March 28th. And also, these spaceships contain what are called directed energy weapons, which essentially allows them to flatten an entire city instantly. This is technology that is the CIA has developed many years ago through DARPA, I believe. And so a future scenario in which we see a inception-like collapse of an entire skyline, instantaneous collapse is expected either tonight or at a future date. But the true goal of this impending alien disclosure event or alien attack is to spawn a second global biological pandemic under the guise of some sort of space-based contagion. Coincidentally, the date of March 28th of 2026 marks exactly 76 days before Steven Spielberg's long-awaited film entitled Disclosure Day premieres in theaters on June 12th of 2026. So this is basically the as with all Hollywood movies, they're essentially advertising for what is coming next. That is why prior to 9/11, they were flying planes into buildings in TV shows and the movies to basically acclimate the public for this impending event. And the Disclosure Day film is doing exactly the same, because this is designed to sell the notion that there is this external threat to the United States so that they can basically lock down the entire Earth and under the guise of some sort of space-based contagion. Also, coincidentally, the night of March 28th, 2026 marks exactly 99 days since the CIA staged the epoch of interstellar comet 3I Atlas, which passed by Earth back on December 19th of 2025. This was obviously designed to sell the notion of an interstellar being or interstellar travel to the Earth. And of course, because the United States is the number one target of the so-called New World Order or the CIA or whatever you want to call it, obviously it's going to arrive here, naturally. Also, the date of March 28th of 2026 marks exactly 186 days since the CIA staged a crash of a what they called a mystery object or mystery spacecraft at Area 51. And I forget the date, but I believe it was September 23rd of 2025, which will likely be touted as a later date as some sort of a space probe to indicate that they're coming here. And of course, the number 186 has the CIA number of 16 found in the 16-pointed star of the CIA, and it also has the 86 numerology, which means to be thrown out or to be killed, because this impending alien disclosure event is designed to basically kill humanity. And of course, the date of March 28th marks 270 days since the CIA staged the discovery of interstellar comet 3I Atlas back on July 1st of 2025. And so this entire 3I Atlas narrative is obviously designed to sell the notion that there are alien spacecraft outside of Earth that are basically plotting our demise. And of course, they can't have these spacecraft kill everybody individually, as we see in the movies. So they're going to do it under the guise of some sort of space-based biological pandemic. And this notion is corroborated by the fact that the date of March 28th marks 976 days since United States Air Force Major General David Grush stated that the Department of Defense had recovered quote-unquote non-human biological matter. And he stated this back on July 26th of 2023. So this is because he's a United States Air Force general. This is likely going to be an airborne biological pandemic, and it's likely going to be spawned by the CIA in the aftermath of alleged alien matter coming in contact with human beings. So a future scenario in which a spacecraft that is humans have never seen before appears over the Space Needle. And of course, the needle is a vaccine, right? So a vaccine is a needle, and so they plan to inject this into humanity. So this, you can imagine if this is a Space Needle and a craft comes over the top, and then they have little green men in suits, or children wearing little green alien suits, and you have them coming down into the Space Needle, which is a restaurant, and then they release some sort of a blistering agent in there, and people start to get all sorts of sores on themselves. I mean, you can just imagine how this would play out in reality. And obviously it's all theater. It's just technology that most of humanity is unaware of, that the CIA and of course NASA and the United States Air Force obviously are in possession of. And this notion is corroborated by the fact that the date of March 28th marks exactly 1,516 days since Hollywood released a film called Alien Pandemic back on February 1st of 2022. And of course, Alien Pandemic, because they basically want to do COVID over again, but under the guise of an alien pandemic, because they need to eliminate certain people and certain political entities from society, and they will do that in the aftermath of this fake pandemic. And coincidentally, the date of March 28th marks exactly 2,302 days since the CIA staged the COVID-19 pandemic under the guise of a leak from the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan, China, back on December 8th of 2019. And the number 2302 or 232, because the number 3 equates to the letter C, and then you have 22, which equates to the letter V. This is Shiva, and this is the god of destruction. This is why there is a Shiva statue located at CERN in Geneva, Switzerland, which is the entrance to CIA headquarters beneath Lake Geneva. And this impending event tonight, March 28th, is a blood offering, if you will, to the god of Shiva of the CIA by staging another fake pandemic. So obviously that cannot be allowed to happen. So if the CIA does in fact stage any sort of apocalyptic alien attack or disclosure event on the date of March 28th, and it could, it could be in Europe or another country outside the United States, which would obviously put it at the March 29th date. But obviously, it would happen most likely during the live broadcast of the aforementioned UFC fight, Adesanya versus Difer, on the evening of March 28th, 2026, in the United States, namely Seattle, Washington. So obviously, if that happens, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.